Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for a new episode at the Fire Nation on the Octavian server. This already is episode number 8, and today we've gotta catch up things a little bit because in fact the server is finally in 1.16, and I'm super excited about that. I don't have any netherite hammer, so we'll have to grind a little bit, but it also means that now we've got a bunch of different colors added into the game, which fits perfectly into the theme we've got here of the Fire Nation. Even the blue fire is perfect for our base here. So for the people new to this channel who wonder what the Sorcerers game is, it's basically a faction-like game with 5 different academies of sorcerers fighting with one another, competing with one another in order to have the best academy. So for instance, there is the Fire Nation here, which I am part of, and there is also the Blood Sorcerers Academy, and I am here at the Night Sorcerers Academy. And if you are interested in joining us, you perfectly can. I invite you then to join our Discord channel, the link is in the description below, and there is also the rules to the Sorcerers game in it. So now that this quick reminder is done, I think it's just about time that I met up with Amkh so we can go for a little bit of grinding in the Nether. So here we go for the grind time lapse. And a tiny bit of grinding later, and we've got ourselves quite some resources. So that's not blood, we'll see what we can do with this. But mainly we went to the Nether to gather some netherite, and it was at the beginning at the amount of 76, but Amkh kept some to make himself some shiny netherite hammers and pickaxe. Alright, so now we've got to settle the Academy of the Fire Nation. Boom! That's done. We've got it. This is our academy. That's not a lot, that's not big, but for the moment that's actually all we've got to do and all we have the right to do, because we finally launched the economy on the Fire Nation. So let's explain you how it works. So basically in the Fire Nation we're going to have a couple of ranks, so we all start at the rank of recruit, and we then only have the right to grind and to trade in the shop to make some lions by selling or grind. And then we can buy the ranks of member for 20 lions, which give us the ability to trade with the villagers. Then the rank of citizen for 100 lions, which give us the ability to build, so we have then the right to build and earn lions by building, and also to buy a house, so we can then have a house. The noble rank, so we can buy some higher houses which are reserved for the nobles. And then there is some special ranks there. The ministers have some duties for the Fire Nation. So for instance, there is going to be a minister for the economy, which is going to restock all the shops, and the advisors, which are basically going to have the same responsibilities as the Archmage, but they are not gonna be as powerful as him. So now that we've launched the economy, I basically go back to the status of recruit. So I no longer have the right to do anything but grind and sell things I've grinded to make some money. So now what I'm gonna do is go to the shop so I can see how many lions I can get for the things we've grinded into the Nether. So here is where we sell and buy things related to the Nether. So let's see the prices. That's 3 stacks per lion, and I've got 1, 2, 3 complete stacks only. So that's going to make only 1 lion. 1, 2, 3. And let's see the rest. Alright, I finally got myself the 20 lines I needed, so I am now a member of the Fire Nation and no longer a recruit. So now that I am a member, I also have the right to trade with the villagers, and that's actually pretty cool because one of the best way to make some money in the Fire Nation is to trade some emeralds and to sell them in the shops. So definitely trading with the villagers will make things easier to go to the rank of citizen, which is my next aim. Alright, so all I've got right now is 3 lions, and I need to reach 100 lions. So definitely I will have to do a little bit of grinding once more in order to reach this 100 lions. So let's go back in the grind time lapse. And finally, after literally hours of grinding and training, because the netherrack was only the top of the iceberg, most of it was off camera, I finally gathered the 100 lions I needed to buy the citizen rank. And as I can see, Alkmaar has already paid for this rank, so we are now two citizens at the Fire Nation. And that's pretty great, because now that means that I am allowed to start back working on the Fire Nation and start building. So I can properly start to work here on the academy, but there's also a couple of farms I would like to work on. But before I do anything here at the Fire Nation, we need first to go and meet the Night Sorcerers and bring them a little surprise, so let's get prepared. So here we are at the Night Sorcerers, and it is time that we start to prank them. So let's leave them a little surprise. Okay, things clearly didn't go as smoothly as expected, as we basically set fire to the academy, and we had to rebuild back all the blocks that had burned, but hopefully they didn't lose anything. And while we were doing this, the Stormmasters actually declared war upon the Herbalist and the Night Sorcerers, so there is currently a prank war raging in the Sorcerers game. So it will be next to our Amkh to decide whether we're going to stay neutral in this game, in this prank war, or whether we're going to side with one of the different academies. But things should quickly get very interesting in the Sorcerers game with the prank war, and we're not going to prank the Herbalist right now. Maybe for the next episode, we'll see that later. But now we have to work a little bit on the Fire Nation. It's been a while since we made the last building, which was the lion shop over there. So yes, we still have a lot of work to do here at the Fire Nation. So our next objective now is to reach the 2050 lions, so we can buy the rank of Noble here and finally become a ministers. And being a minister will also give us a couple lions per week, so that could be very super cool. Alright, so with the 1.16 update, one thing very interesting is the gold farm with the piglin farm, and I've covered just enough resources to make one. It's gonna be a small one beginning, so we'll see how efficient it can be. And let's jump into the build time lapse. Here we go! The time-lapse ended quite abruptly as I figured out there was a problem with this farm here. It's acting very oldie, and in fact if I stand here 24 blocks away at the level of the farm, the spawn rate is quite good. A lot of piglins are spawning and falling to their deaths down below. But if I go down there and stand at the place of the killing chamber, like so, the spawn will just stop. We are going to wait a couple seconds. You can see a few piglins are falling, and now they just stop spawning. They're not spawning anymore. And through a couple experiments, I've actually noticed that wherever someone is standing below the farm, here I'm below the farm, it's just going to stop spawning mobs. There shouldn't be any issue with that as long as we don't want to kill the mobs ourselves, but if I want to kill the mobs with looting free to get more gold, or if I want to get XP from this farm, there is an issue. So we came out with a quite odd idea to kill the mobs. So what we basically did is a Stargate, and that's actually my Stargate. The Stargate for the mob is here. So what's going on? If I press on this lever, the mobs are going to be pushed slowly into this Nether portal here and be brought to the overworld. So this way someone can be AFK over there, the mobs are going to be able to spawn, and someone will be able to kill them in the overworld. So if the chunks are loaded into the Nether at the gold farm, the piglins are going to come over here, be pushed there, and there we can kill them. And finally the gold will be stocked in those chests there. So yes, that's really an odd way of making a gold farm, but I really like the kind of Stargate style, so I think we're going to keep it like this until we find the issue with the spawning. And for this very part of the farm, I've been graciously paid the amount of 125 lions by my Amkh, which means that I have now 129 lions for myself, and I actually need 250 lions to get a higher rank, the rank of Noble, which means that next I will be able to apply for a rank of Minister. So I'm already halfway gone to this next objective. So most of the job for the farm itself is done, and actually it's quite productive, so I'm pretty proud of it. But what's really interesting 1.16 is to make a piglin farm, a piglin trading center. So that's probably gonna be our next build, our next redstone contraptions, and we'll keep that for the next episode. Alright guys, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. It's been a quite compact episode actually, we've done a lot of things in it. I would just like to add one thing: some of you already joined us into the Sorcerers game, but if some more of you want to join, there's no problem with that. You can find all the information